Hello, my name is Dr. Kizit, and sorry not to be able to meet you all in person, but looking forward to a little bit about chemistry at Little. So, as most of you know, chemistry is an academic subject, and it is recommended that students have a grade 6 or above in either chemistry or science. We also like students to have a grade 5 or above in maths. At Little Heath School, we follow the OCRB Salters chemistry syllabus, and there is a link to the specification if you want to see a little bit more detail about some of the content that we cover at the end of this presentation. It does have lots of links to biology and physics and maths, and those are three complementary A levels that would work well with studying chemistry A level. So successful students in chemistry, I think the really most important thing is that they take responsibility for their own learning right from the start of the course. They complete all the work that is set, they meet the majority of the weekly deadlines, and most importantly, they're not actually afraid of making mistakes and asking questions, because all of these things will help their learning progress. So the course is actually broken down into 10 different chapters, and you'll study 5 of them in year 1 and 5 of them in year 2. The chapters in year 1 really do take your knowledge from GCSE and then develop the chemical understanding and your chemical knowledge further. Elements of Life is really a consolidation of the basic concepts going about the atom, balancing equations, and really learning about the different calculations that you will need to do in chemistry. Developing Fuels introduces the concept of organic chemistry, looking at how we name structures, how we can apply those rules of naming across lots of different families of organic materials, and also about how we obtain energy from organic chemicals. The topic Elements of the Sea is mostly about the halogens and about redox chemistry, and you'll know a little bit about that from GCSE. The ozone story is about the chemistry of our atmosphere, and it really is introducing some new chemistry that you won't have covered and you won't have seen before at GCSE. What's in a Medicine is exactly as it says. It is about medicines. How do we make medicines? What role do chemists play in the development of medicines? And it's also a good opportunity to develop your knowledge of organic chemistry. Year 2 consolidates and builds on year 1. So you can't do year 2 of chemistry without having first completed year 1, because a lot of the things that we cover, it is expected that you know the content to year 1. The chemical industry is looking at industrial chemistry processes. How do we get from the laboratory into large-scale industrial production, and what kind of factors you need to consider when you are making industrial chemicals. Polymers and Life is all about proteins, polymers, enzymes, and DNA, and you'd be surprised at how much chemistry is actually involved in that when you would typically think that they were biological subjects. The Oceans is all about the chemistry of water, and it really is how water is essential to life as we know it. Developing Metals is all again about metals. It really does develop your understanding of redox chemistry and how we use metals and how we extract metals in everyday life. And the final topic, Colour by Design, is mostly about dyes, but it is also about the chemical structure of dyes and how changing the chemical structure affects the properties of a material. So A-level chemistry is a linear course, and what that means is that you will be examined on the whole of the content at the end of the 2 years across 3 exams. Fundamentals of Chemistry, which is 2 hours 15 minutes, Scientific Literacy, which is another 2 hours 15 minutes, and then Practical Skills in Chemistry, which is just an hour and a half. There is no coursework element at all. Everything will be assessed in the exam. It is expected that you have done quite a significant number of practicals and you have a good understanding of practical chemistry, and you will then need to show your understanding in exam conditions by answering exam questions and processing practical data. Throughout the 2-year course, you'll carry out lots and lots of different practicals, and we will then be able to pass or fail to see whether you have the 12 key skills that you need. There's actually lots of opportunities to practice these skills, and there is no need to get everything right first time. Really, what we're looking for is that you are learning how to do the practical skills as you go through the course. So why study chemistry? Well, chemistry could lead you into all sorts of interesting careers as a chemist or a biochemist. It could lead you into food science, environmental science, geology, or archaeology. There's many different things that chemistry can take you to. Chemistry is also required for degrees such as medicine, veterinary sciences, dentistry, forensics, and for some of the chemical engineering roles, although not all of the engineering. And why is chemistry a good subject to do? What kind of careers can it lead you into? Well, it is what's called a facilitating subject, which means that it will allow you access onto a wide variety of degree courses, and from there, a wide variety of graduate training programs. Finance, IT, marketing, human resources, chemistry will teach you the skills that you need to be successful in those careers. Finally, thank you for taking the time to listen to this short presentation. As I mentioned earlier, here is the link to the specification if you wanted to look up any specifics of what you might need to learn about and what you will know. And if you have any questions, please do submit them via the SurveyMonkey option, or drop me a direct email at jkizzick@littleheath.org.uk. Thank you very much for listening.